Hello, good people. Hello, hello. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's Perspective for Thursday, July 27th, 2017. Okay, I hope and trust that everyone is having a phenomenal day. I will not be before you very long, but I wanted to come and talk to you. You know, this perspective tonight is entitled Communication is Key. I've said numerous times, and I will continue to say that, as John Maxwell says, hey, Joe, everything. Do you hear me when I say everything? You can't give me a scenario or a situation that this statement will not remain truth. Everything rises and falls on leadership, period. And so, I want to talk to you about communications. It's one of my Dr. Kelly's 5 C's of leadership. Communication. When we're in a position of leadership and we choose someone to represent our company, our team, our organization, our church, our school, then there is power in that spokesman's or spokesperson's actions and words. They take on power, okay? So I just want to very quickly hit a few of the non-negotiables. Thank you for all who are joining me. Hit the share button while you're joining me. So I want to just hit 3. There are a whole lot of them, but communication is too powerful a tool. And if it is not done well, we can make or break. We can build and repair or destroy with what comes out of here and how it comes out. So I call them non-negotiables. They're non-negotiables if you intend to work in excellence, if you intend to operate in excellence as a standard. Hello, Dr. Stephanie. So if excellence is the standard, some things are not optional. So just a couple of them, like I said, there are a whole lot of them. Number 1, whoever you've chosen to serve as your spokesperson or mouthpiece for your company, organization, church, school, your family even, they have got to know that you have to talk to people and not about people, okay? You have to talk to people and not about people if excellence is going to be the operating standard. And I recognize that it is difficult to talk directly to someone when it's a hard conversation, when it's an uncomfortable conversation, because it takes a certain amount of courage. It absolutely takes a certain amount of competence to be able to do that. The easiest thing to do, the laziest thing to do, is to talk about someone. Even if you know that talking directly to this person is going to help them, it might correct them, it will fix the issue, it will make very clear in their mind what the standard is because you've spoken to them. You talk directly to them, then they can get that straight. Too often we don't do that, okay? So the leader who allowed that person to be in place, when you see that happening, when you hear of it happening, you need to check that, okay? Everything rises and falls on leadership. I don't necessarily look to the spokesman and say, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're doing this. I'm finding a breadcrumb quick, fast, and in a hurry directly back to the leader. Who put them in place? Who's leaving them in place? My baby sister said, talk to people and not about them when it's a hard thing to do. You're right. That's truth. Here's the caveat. If excellence is going to be your standard. Okay, so you got to do that. Don't tell me it's hard. I already know that. Leadership is not leadership just because it's convenient. Okay, so point number 2 that I call a non-negotiable in the area of communication. You have to learn to be bilingual. And bicultural. And so thank you for all who are joining me. So listen, if you speak Spanish and English or Farsi and French and Mandarin, you know what? I'm giving you multiple high fives Okay, but that's not quite the bicultural or bilingual I'm talking. I'm talking about the maturity to recognize that when you are in a different situation, when you are in a different environment, your language must change if you're going to operate in excellence. I will use since my baby sister's on, my daughters tell me this all the time. My husband does too. Mommy, I can't believe you. When you are with your sisters, what kind of language do you speak? And it is funny because when I am with my sisters, when I am in the comfort of those who I knew love me, and we just go way back and we know each other, and I'm not concerned with matching my subject to the verb agreement and making sure. Okay, my language is absolutely funny because it's definitely nowhere near the King's English. It's like so far, I mean, nothing matches whatsoever. We be and okay, I'm not even going to go there with what I can go, but that's fine as long as I don't bring that language to the environment in the corporate world, because it doesn't match. And it takes a certain level of maturity to become bilingual and bicultural. Again, if you are the spokesman for the company or the organization or the team, you have to recognize that. It's not optional to only be one. Well, I'm keeping it real. Okay, you're going to keep that company at a stagnant level. Okay, not option. It's almost along the lines of, because there's power in the spokesman. If two siblings are equal and they say, I'm not doing your kitchen tonight, I am not cleaning your dishes tonight, you better get up and do it. You can do that all day long. But if the conversation changes to, Mommy just called and she said she'll be home in 5 minutes and it better be done. Watch how fast things start happening. Because Mama said it, and there is power in that title. Okay, there's power in that position. Things gonna happen because Mama said it. Well, when you are the spokesman, you automatically have power with what comes out of your mouth. You need to make sure what's coming out of your mouth is representative of the company, of the organization, of the school. Lastly, my third tip, my third non-negotiable, and thank you again for all who are joining me. Good evening, Baron, Taylor, and Pamela. Okay, so listen, my third non-negotiable, I am so proud of myself right now because I'm keeping it all under wraps. I take this stuff so seriously, and when I see stuff out of control and just people doing what they want to do, it really drives me crazy. Again, I don't look at the spokesman. I can't believe they're saying that. I'm looking for the bread trail right back to the leader who is allowing this. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So my third non-negotiable is that spokesman has to remember that they are there to represent the company or the organization. It is never about you. And when you make it about you, you've lost. I said all of these are non-negotiables if the standard is excellence. If the intent is to operate in excellence. As the spokesman, I can never make it about Hollie. Who is Hollie? I better get out there and sell them cars. I'm the face of Kia, or I'm the face of fill in the blank. Okay, so if you are an educator, it has to remain about the students. If you are the pastor, it has to remain about Jesus Christ. So if I can't even see Jesus anymore and I only see the pastor, something is wrong with that picture. Something is missing. Okay. The main thing has to remain the main thing. You are the spokesman to promote, to enlarge, to strengthen the company, the family that you represent. So remember that communication is too powerful a tool to leave it in the hands of someone who cannot represent you well. I believe in teaching and training and mentoring. I do. But some things you have to come ready for. Okay, we don't have a long power curve to try to help you represent me. Okay, because the repercussions are too great. There's power when you have the title, the position of leadership, and what comes out of here causes chaos and confusion. There's power in that. Personal stock values decrease. Respect, okay, we lose it when we do not communicate very well. Okay, so that is it for me tonight. Thank you for all who are joining in. It has to be the main thing, okay? You got to keep the main thing the main thing. And if I can no longer see the main thing because you are taking over, no, I'm the leader. It's my responsibility to correct that. Because if I don't, guess what? The students are losing. The sales are going to decrease. The membership who should be looking to Christ, if that organization is the church, are now doing their own thing. Okay, everything rises and falls on leadership. And I challenge anyone to give me a scenario that I will not make that statement the truth. From the family to a 10,000 person organization. Okay, to a nation. Okay, thank you for joining with me and all of your wonderful comments. Good evening, everyone. Listen, until next time, take real good care of yourselves. Take real good care of yourselves and remember that there is power every time we open our mouths to communicate. Alrighty. Thanks, Miss Cindy.